Hey YouTube, Joe here, and today we're going to go over the Spyderco Techno, the clone versus the real thing. So for the entire part of this video, the clone is always going to be on the top and the real thing is going to be on the bottom. And we're going to go over some differences. There are some differences. There's not a lot, and you know, and different the way it feels and stuff. But I also invite you to, after you've watched this video, if you've seen some other things that maybe I might have missed, or maybe you have both, and things that you've experienced, feel free to chime in and you know, reply in the video, and let us all know. So, first of all, the obvious difference: one is real and one is fake. The second obvious difference is price. Now, the fake one, the clone up on top, I got for like $48. The bottom one, the real one, was, I think, a good deal. I got it for around $150-ish, $150. So you're looking at 3 times the price for the real thing versus the clone. That's one. 2. Saying that everything the clone says is true, the clone is supposedly made with D2 steel, with titanium handles. The real thing, granted there are 2 variants, the carpenter steel and the S30V. I got this one for the S30V. I think I got it on Mass Drop. You can check my old video. So that's the S30V. So that's 2 differences. Another difference is right there. Now, look-wise, shape-wise, I've been going over it. They look pretty much the same. I mean, I don't see anything really major. I mean, this is shape-wise, but we're going to go over some other differences. Now, another obvious difference is you can see that the clone has no markings, which I like that. And the real thing obviously has a Spyderco markings and the writing right here of the blade steel. And so the reason why I like that is, we all know that clones are a sensitive subject. So buying clones, at least if you're going to buy it, I like knowing that it's not an exact looking clone, in such that it can be passed off as the real thing. There's no way anyone's going to see this one and say, oh, that's the real thing, because of some of the things we're pointing out as we speak right now. But somebody who wants as close to the real thing is, you know, has the option of being able to buy a clone at least. But at least there's no way that somebody's going to pass this one off on me and try to sell this one to me for $150 because of the differences that I'm showing you today and some of the differences that you might notice as well. So, another difference. I'm going to try to see if I can get these both to stand up on their sides. No. Alright, so I'm going to hold them both. As you can see, the blatant the back spacer. One is blue and one is like a silver. Now, I don't know if they're made of the same material, but again, like I said, it's good to know, because there's no way you're gonna ever buy the clone and think it's the real thing, because right off the bat they didn't make it the back spacer blue. Now, one thing I've noticed, just the look of the scales, you can see. Let's move this down a little bit. I don't know if hopefully the camera's picking it up. You can see this one's like a more, like a plain look, no stonewash look at all. But yet this one here has all the markings of like stonewash, like a stonewash finish. Also, to the touch, the clone has like a, well, I'm not saying it's a bad feel, but it has like a little bit of a rough feel to it, while the real one is like glass. Has like a nice smooth feel to it. Now I haven't weighed them both before this video, but after the video is over and I've posted it, I'm going to have the weight in the description, so we'll find out if the weight is any difference as well. Now I'm going to flip it over on the other side. Now, here I find it, besides the markings on the blade, make sure I get the knives both in the frame. Besides the markings on the blade, here's saying D2, here's saying I can't see what that says, Taichung, Taiwan, with the symbol, the Spyderco symbol. It's really difficult to notice really any differences, at least to my eye anyway. The wire clip looks similar, it feels similar. So now looking on the inside, there's the one. Here's the other. Now, opening wise, I've noticed when I first got, I'm going to pan back for this one. When I first got the clone, I noticed it a little stiff to open. But with repeated opening, it is now, a little bit easier to open. It does have that nice, satisfying click when it opens. Now, with the real thing, I forget in my video, I think I had difficulty opening it at first, but that was just right out of the box. But I would say it definitely opens smoother than the clone, but not $100 more smoother. Now the box, I didn't even put the box in this video, but the box was basically your typical Spyderco box, but it didn't have your markings on the side. Like, here's the real box. It had it didn't have any of this, the sticker. So that's not important. So the question then, now other than that, I can't really find a heck of a lot more. I didn't, you might say, the sharpness. We did the cut test with the fake, and it was okay. Obviously this is a safe clean for me, so I'm not doing a cut test with this one at the moment. But let's assume they're both sharp. All right. So now the question, as I was saying 2 seconds ago, the question presents itself. Which one do you buy if you like this design? If do you buy the real one and spend $150, $160, or do you buy the clone and spend $48? That one I'm going to leave up to you. I'll be honest, I was dying to have the Techno, and I got it before the clone. But now I have to admit, in the interest of saving money, and I do buy lots of Spydercos, because I've gotten a little bit of a negative feedback lately that one of my guys said I'm trying to put Spyderco out of business. That's not what I'm trying to do. I gotta admit, if I had gotten the clone before the real thing, and then somebody came along with the real thing and said, "Hey Joe, I got the real Techno, check it out," and I checked it out, I probably would have not have gotten one up and gotten the real thing after having the clone. Not because I dislike it, is because I do like it, but now I question whether the real thing is really worth another $100 more than the clone when they are very, very close. Now, this is only short term. Let's just say I use both these knives consistently every day, both of them. I take this one in the morning with me, and then at night I come home and I take this one and I use them both, and I cut and consistently with the same thing. Who's to say that this thing, the fake one's going to crap out in a couple of weeks? And meanwhile, the Spyderco, we know, is a great company, and their products are fantastic. It's probably going to last for years upon years. Sharpening. So you can't really say. That extra $100 that you're spending on the real thing could be you're buying longevity. You're buying a knife that's going to last you, 5, 10 years, or a knife that you're maybe going to give to your kids someday, or your son, or your nephew, or whoever. So you can't really say. But going by just today only, I probably would have just stuck with the clone if I had gotten that first. But I did buy the real thing first and bought the second one. I bought the clone second. So I'm going to, basically this video is not to sway you to buy the real over the clone or the clone over the real. It's just to point out some differences and how I feel about both these knives. These are both great knives in their own way. I'm a very big fan of this design. Very big fan of the designer. I don't want to say his name again because I always say his name wrong. But it's in my description, so you know who it is. So I ask you to, look at this video. Check out my original video of the Techno. I'll have that information in the description. Check out my original video of the Techno clone. I have that in the description. Make up your own mind. Let me know what you think. Alright, so those are some of the differences I could find. I'm sure I could really go a little deeper and finding a little screw here, there, or a little marking here, there, but this on the surface, this is what I found. What have you found? Let me know. So there you have it. Spyderco Techno, the clone versus the real thing. Thanks a lot for watching. Take care, and I hope you enjoyed the video.